What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to go ahead and hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich Gang family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. And as you can see by the looks of the title and your screen, today I'm going to be bringing y'all the top 3 most rare and broken builds to use on NBA 2K22 current gen for season 8. So coming up at number 1, I'm going to be bringing y'all my favorite build out of both current as well as next gen, the two-way pass first wing. And we're going to be making this build out of the playmaking and defensive pie chart. When it comes down to the physical profile, you can pick between the first and the fourth one, but if you want a big boost put towards your vertical, go ahead and pick the fourth one. And we're going to go with the one that has an 83 speed, 81 acceleration with an 87 vertical. Now, once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go and max out my close shot, driving layup, and my driving dunk. Bring up that standing dunk to a 27, and we're going to be able to get 6 finishing badges. Now, for the shooting, I'm going to go with the 71 mid-range, max out that three-pointer, go with an 82 free throw, 34 for the post fade, and we'll be able to get 7 shooting badges. Now, as what we're going to be looking like for the playmaking, max out your pass accuracy in the ball handle, go with the 44 post control, and that's going to give us 20 playmaking badges. Then for the defensive end, max out that interior defense, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, the steal, defensive rebound, then go with anywhere from a 70 to the 50s for the offensive rebound, and throw the rest into the block, and you're going to be able to get at least 20 defensive badges. Now, we're making this build out of the metric system today, so if you don't know how to get these measurements, go into your settings, then all you got to go ahead and do is change the units of measurement from the imperial to the metric system. Now, we did go with 2.0 when it comes down to the height. Then for the weight, you want to drop it down to the lowest. As for the wingspan, go ahead and bring this up to 224 centimeters. And right there, once we go ahead and hit 99 overall on this build, we'll get an 85 driving dunk as well as an 81 ball handle, both unlocking pro dribble moves as well as contact dunks. Now, we got the lockdown takeover, playmaking to break ankles and speed boost, slashing to get more contact dunks, and then the defensive glass cleaning. For my preference, just to be more unique, I would really consider the glass cleaning takeover, but if you want to pick a different one, go ahead and base it off your own play style. And as y'all can see, coming up at number 1, we have built the two-way pass first wing with pro dribble moves as well as all of the contact dunks that we're able to unlock. Now, this is only the first build, and I had to go ahead and put my favorite at number 1. When it comes down to the second build, I'm telling y'all, this one is going to be another broken build that we're going to be able to use. And on top of all that, when it comes down to what we're going to be able to do on all ends of the floor, this is the pure slasher build. But not only are we getting the contact dunks with this build, we'll be able to dribble with pro dribble moves, shoot just as good as a sharpshooter. And not to remind y'all, but I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know, this is a catfish slasher build that is literally able to defend, shoot, finish at the rim, and honestly, you'll be able to break ankles out of this build as well. So let's make it under the shooting guard. When it comes down to the breakdown of the actual pie chart, go ahead and pick the one that is split with the finishing and the shooting, but we're going to be getting more finishing out of this build today. Now, that is not going to hold back on what we're going to be able to do on both ends of the floor. Now, for the physicals, you can go with the first or the fourth one. I'm telling y'all, the first one, pick it for the maximum speed. The fourth one, pick for a huge boost put towards your vertical. Now, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the actual finishing. I'm going to go ahead and max out my close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk here as well. That's going to give us 15 finishing badges. Once we go ahead and get into the shooting, max out that mid-range, 3-pointer, free throw, and go with an 87 post fade. That'll give us 21 shooting badges. Then for the playmaking, this should really be based off of your own preference, but I'm telling you right now, if you follow along, you're going to want to go ahead and bring up that pass accuracy to a 77. Once it comes down to the ball handle, go with an 80. And then finally, for the post control, I'm not going to touch that, and I'm pretty good with 13 playmaking badges. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the defensive area. Max out that perimeter defense, lateral quickness, the steal, as well as the defensive rebound, and throw the rest into the block for a total of 6 defensive badges. Now, one thing that we all need to take into consideration with all 3 of the builds that you're seeing today, add on 8 extra badges since we are in season 8, and if you have grinded out each season, that means you'll be able to get an extra boost put towards our badge count being anywhere from 1 all the way to 8. Now, for the height on this build, I did go with 1.96, but you can honestly make your own adjustments if you want to. When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 83 kilograms, and then once it comes down to the wingspan, go with 214 centimeters. And right here, once we go ahead and grind this build out just a little bit to anywhere to a 96 overall, that's going to give us the pro dribble moves. If you go to a 97, that's going to give us the contact dunks. Now, we get the sharp shooting, playmaking, shot creating, and the slashing. All of these are very solid takeovers. But consider, the shot creating is going to give us the ability to break ankles as well as get a shooting boost. Then you got the sharp shooting to hit from limitless range area. I'm going to go with the sharp takeover. And as y'all can see, we have created the pure slasher build. And I'm telling y'all, this is absolutely my favorite build when it comes down to all slashers in general and finishing builds. Why? Because you're able to do anything when it comes down to playmaking, shooting, and more importantly, the defensive area. And of course, we do still maintain the contact dunks. But let's go ahead and get into the final build that I got lined up for y'all. Coming up at number 3, I had to go ahead and throw in a lockdown defender for y'all. So today, coming up at number 3 is the perimeter lockdown. Now, I'm telling y'all, this, in my opinion, is going to be the most versatile lockdown defender build in all of current gen. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and make this out of the shooting guard position, and this build was actually a part of my top 5 lockdown defender builds video as well. Now, once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of the actual pie chart, we're going to go one split right down the middle with the shooting as well as the defensive area. Now, once it comes down to the physical profile, you have 2 options. Either the first one for the maximum speed, or the fourth one to be more balanced with that vertical. Now, as we go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build, all you need to do is follow along, and everything is going to work out with the build name, as well as the animations that I'm trying to keep on this build. So, I'm going to max out my close shot, driving layup, and my driving dunk, then go with a standing dunk of 38 for 3 finishing badges. Now, for the shooting, I'm going to go with an 83 mid-range, 80 for the 3-pointer, 88 free throw, with a 67 post fade for 19 shooting badges. Now, for now, I'm going to skip over the playmaking. Let's go ahead and get into the defensive area. Max out that perimeter defense, the lateral quickness, our steal, defensive rebound, go with a 46 block. And that's going to bring us up to another 19 defensive badges. Now, for the playmaking, what I'm going to go ahead and do is max out my ball handle, then go ahead and throw the rest into our pass accuracy. And that's going to bring us up to a total of 10 playmaking badges. Now, for the body shape, if you want to take up a lot of space, go with burly or built. Once it comes down to the height, yes, another metric system build. We're going to go with the height of 1.94. Now, for the weight, you want to make sure that you drop this down to the lowest. You can go with 80 kilograms, and then once it comes down to the wingspan, as you can see, if we maintain it at 210 centimeters, at 99 overall, we'll be able to unlock pro dribble moves. But as you can see, we'll be able to still score at ease because of the takeovers. We get the lockdown, shot creating, slashing, and then we get the sharp shooting. So anyone should be based off of your own preference. I'm going to go with the shot creating to break ankles on this build. And as y'all can see, Coming up at number 3, we have created the perimeter lockdown. And if y'all made it to the end, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to go ahead and hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications so you can be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on this video. Again, thank y'all for the support. More so than anything, thank you, God, for another day and opportunity, as well as my followers standing behind me. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank you, God, and Rich out.